Welcome back to Journey to Joy Live. I'm Dr. Enjoy, your host of Journey to Joy Live. So, you all have voted. I've asked, what would you like to hear about, whether from self care tips to overcoming anxiety to can you really choose joy to ADHD or more about suicide? And your votes are in small but mighty, and you wanted to hear about self care. So let's talk about self care. And I think that's important on any day to talk about and to know about and to prioritize your self care, doing things for you. So, what is self care? I've kind of mentioned that in other podcasts. I kind of kind of stuck that into other topics anyhow. So it's very common to talk about, but it's putting yourself first and doing something for you that makes your everyday life better, that makes your physical health better and your emotional health better, your financial health, your spiritual health, whatever that is. So self-care is what helps you, right? Be that better person, be that better mom, that better father, that better son, that better daughter, that better person that you are at work. So that's what self-care, that's the purpose of it, and that's why it helps. So I know that I have to remember to incorporate that because sometimes we forget when we get into the grind of things and we're just like putting everybody first before us. And if we don't remember to put ourselves first, oh, we'll remember as soon as we are realize we're not sleeping, realize we haven't been eating, realize we're not being our best selves, and then we're like, oh, maybe I should put myself first. So yeah, there's several reasons. For mental and emotional well-being, it allows you to manage your stress and manage your anxiety if you have it. We all have a little bit of anxiety here and there. We all get stressed, we all get overwhelmed, but when you put yourself first, it helps you to be able to deal with that and to be able to break from those demands of daily life, giving you a chance to relax and recharge. It helps your physical health, as I mentioned before. So if you're engaging in self-care, such as, the nutrition, making sure you're balancing your diet, making sure you're getting that exercise in, and of course, good amount of sleep is included in self-care, then you feel better. You have physical well-being, and it reduces health risk, right? If you're exercising and eating healthy, it reduces blood pressure, reduces issues with like diabetes or any type of medical problem that may be a result of stress, because stress weighs in on our bodies and can cause lots of different medical issues. So especially if you're susceptible to certain physical issues or diseases because it's in your family, like high blood pressure definitely runs high in the African American community. It's really important to take care of yourself. So that's really what we're going to be talking about the whole day, how to take care of yourself. I said the whole day. I'm not going to be with you the whole day. Really is up to a half hour, but you know what I mean. Improved productivity. If you are taking care of yourself, you are more productive. You are more motivated. You are more efficient at your work, especially when you're well rested. It allows you to be emotionally balanced. And of course, you are more productive and you are more stimulated to do what you need to do. Think about it when you are drinking coffee, that stimulates you and you feel more motivated and more productive. Self care can do that too. Somebody, thank you, Juan. I'm so glad my microphone is working. Hey, I meant to shout out my new microphone when I first came on. Yes, I have a microphone and I'm all about colors. If you know me, you've heard me say Nina colors, and this has Nina colors, so I had to get it. It's just changing colors. At first, it wasn't distracting. Now I've distracted myself. Thank you, Juan. I'm so glad the microphone is fire. Boom, boom, boom. What was I talking about? Being more productive. Oh, yeah, coffee. So if you drink coffee, some people might say, well, that's part of my self-care routine. That's okay. If you look at the picture that I posted, that's a cup of coffee. So that's part of your self-care. Just don't drink too much of it. That's a whole nother conversation. Self-care helps you increase resilience, that bounce back, right? If something comes at you and something happens and you're just like overwhelmed by it, you bounce back because you feel recharged because you had your self-care routine. Yes, exactly. That's you. He's got to have his coffee. I have learned that let me have this man go out and get his coffee first thing in the morning, and then we can have certain conversations. you know. So, yes, self care prevents burnout. We all know that we can get burnt out in our families, we can get burnt out at our job, in school. So, taking care of yourself. Don't worry, I'm going to get to the point where I talk about the different types of self care and how we can incorporate that. But right now, obviously, I'm focusing on what can self care do for you. In case you're not convinced that you should practice self care, it's just good quality of life. We all want great quality of life, right? And to just enjoy every moment and just savor every experience that you have. And having self care and putting yourself first helps with that, helps you enjoy all the activities. That's what I talk about is choosing joy, finding joy, enjoy life. Everybody knows my middle name is Joy. I'm Dr. Enjoy. So, of course, that's what I'm going to talk about. Let's find joy in life. So, taking care of you and putting you first is how you can have that improved quality of life and just overall personal growth. If one of your self care routines is reading a book and learning about different self care strategies or self growth or some type of leadership or how to get over that previous relationship, whatever that is how you can get personal growth. Ooh, I got somebody here. Your self care is coffee, yoga, and video games. Oh, that must be actually Marvin, because I wasn't sure if that was Marvin or June saying that. I know Marvin played video games. Awesome. Exactly. If video games is your self care, that's cool. Yoga is not for me, but I know it's for everybody else. So, yoga, do it if it's for you, for sure. I recognize that it works. Self care obviously helps you with setting boundaries, right? If you know to put yourself first during that thing, you're setting boundaries and you're being able to say no. Oh, it's you and it's both of y'all. I was going to say, because I didn't think he did yoga. That's funny. So, self care encourages you to set healthy boundaries, which are crucial for maintaining your well being, right? And preventing an overcommitment or being a people pleaser. Some of us are stuck with being people pleasers. Some of us are stuck with not being able to say no. And it is okay to say no because saying yes all the time weighs in on you and limits your time to be able to step away and have that self care. Oh, yes, yes, one. You definitely like going on drives and that makes you regroup. You know what I notice is that for me, listening to music and all of y'all on the comments right now knows where I'm going here. I love Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is my favorite composer. I flew across the world to see this man live. Where did I go? No, not Liverpool. I was in Liverpool for a race, and then I took a train right after that marathon and went to Manchester, and I saw him live. Anyway, Hans Zimmer, look his music up. There's also music that's similar to him, just any type of movie score that's just like, you know. I love it, and it makes me feel good. But sometimes I forget about that it helps. The other day, my husband knows this. The other day, I came home and I was irritated. What was I irritated about? Oh, I hope you're okay with me telling this story, honey. I asked him to make some dinner and he forgot, and that's okay. And I was just like, but now I have to make dinner. So I was kind of like irritated by that. But the amazing thing is that my husband, took the kids out to play. And I had the entire house to myself. And I turned on some Hans Zimmer and I turned it up out loud. Actually, was it even Hans Zimmer? You know what? It was the soundtrack to Oblivion. Oh my goodness. It's from M83 or something. The song Waking Up by M83. Oh, yes. Listen to that. It is amazing. So I turned it up loud and I was just cooking and I said, you know what? I really like cooking. You know what? Thank you for not cooking dinner because now that's actually a part of my self-care. And the fact that he took the kids out and that was part of his self-care to be out there playing soccer with them, it worked out. And I just felt amazing. So I apologize if I got irritated to you. Look at me. I'm live selling everybody. I apologize if I got irritated to you. But, I held my composure. It wasn't an argument or anything. I don't want y'all thinking that. But anyhow, you got to know what helps you. If you need to make a list so you won't forget, then just do it. So I like talking about myths versus facts. I did myths versus facts when we were talking about recovery. I talked about myths versus facts when we talked about suicide. Let's talk about myths versus facts when it comes to self-care. I don't think there's too many people out there that argues about it, but there's still some misconceptions about it. It's that self-care is selfish. I mean, it has the word self in it. It must be selfish. I mean, you putting yourself first over other people, it must be selfish, right? That time that you using to get that massage, you could have been helping somebody, right? That's selfish, right? No, it is not selfish. And that's one of the most significant myths about self-care is that it's selfish just because you're taking care of yourself. But in reality, self-care is necessary to ensure you're physically and mentally well enough to care for others. So helping yourself and putting yourself first helps you help others. What's another myth? Self-care is expensive. I mean, if you're thinking about massages and going to a resort every month or every week or a nice long spa day that costs $1,000. Yeah, I just learned about this spa. It's $1,000 a day and it has this great Vichy shower. That's my favorite massage that I had in Portugal. It was a Vichy shower. If you ever can get a Vichy shower massage, please do it. It's water jets on your back giving you a massage while the person is giving you a sugar scrub massage. Then you get another regular massage. I fantasize about this Vichy shower massage. I feel like I have to go back to Portugal. But anyway, I found out that they have the Vichy shower massage somewhere here in Atlanta. It's a little far, but it's close enough where I can go. Yes, honey, I was telling you about it. Now I need to put in the comments. I need to figure out where that is and put it in the comments. Yeah, so that's expensive. But my point is that, of course, there's some self-care, that's expensive. But, you don't have to do those costly activities like spa days and vacation just to have your own self-care. It can be simple, budget friendly. Like I said, reading a book. My sister loves to read. In fact, I don't even use my Audible account. She uses it. I have all these random books that I would never read, but hey, they work for her. So she reads them, and that's self-care for her. Or she listens to them. Because I was going to say, reading is not a self-care for me, because I've been reading a lot, like through medical school and all that. But listening to a book, yes, I can do. But like I said, find what works for you. Another myth, self-care is only for spa days. Kind of already mentioned that. I mean, no, it's not just all about the spa days. It's about everything, other things as well. And like I said, I'll get into that later. Self-care is a luxury. Self-care is often viewed as a luxury for those who with ample free time. A lot of people know I don't work Fridays. So it's like, oh, well, Dr. Enjoy has that luxury. She get Fridays off. So she can go get her mani-pedi. She can go do this. She can go do that. No, it's not just for people who get Fridays off. You can incorporate self-care anytime when you have it. So running, I always mention that running is my biggest self-care is naps. You know what? I'm going to get into that too, or maybe I can mention it now. But what I was about to say is that running for me is my self-care. That's my therapy. That's my recharge. That's my medication. I say that all the time. I need to get it in. I feel like I can't miss a couple days. I can miss one day, but if I miss 2 days in a row, I'm gonna be a little bit overwhelmed the next day, a little anxious, and easily able to get stressed, right? So if I can put up that defense, I should do that. And usually, yeah, I'm putting everybody else first, right? I'm putting my work first. Then when work is done, I go pick up my babies from school or from grandma. Then I come home and I cook, right? So they're getting first, they're getting fed. But then I know that at the end of the night, I need to get that run in. So I go on the treadmill and I run. Last night, I'm feeding the baby. And for anybody who knows about breastfeeding, that drains you. And I also was just tired because it's 9:30 and I'm feeding him. So I was just knocked out. And I'm like, but I still want to get on this treadmill. I already tell myself I'm going to get on it at 10 p.m. So I already know it's okay. I'm going to get on it at 10 p.m. But the fact that I was already falling asleep, I said, well, should I choose my sleep? Like you said, your biggest self care is naps. Should I choose my sleep or should I work out? And I said, well, you know what? Self care, sleeping is a self care. I need to get sleep. It's healthy. It helps me for my physical care. I need that. But I convinced myself that I know what I'm going to be like the next day. I know that Thursdays are very busy, and it was very busy today. So even though I was sleepy, I got on the treadmill. I was so proud of myself. I got on the treadmill. I was tired. I have a Peloton. I was listening to Alex Toussaint and I was just walking. He's like, okay, we're going to jog now. And I was just still walking. But I eventually was able to get up to a fast run by the end of that 30 minutes. And it felt great. So it's like, some people might say, well, how do you know whether I should choose that run or whatever that other thing is versus sleep? Well, you'll know for yourself because I know I had a good night. I think I had a good night's sleep Tuesday night. Actually, I did. Yeah, the baby didn't have me up. So I knew I had a good amount of sleep. I knew it wasn't necessary sleep that I needed. Like I didn't have to prioritize the sleep over that run. And also, guess what? It was only 30 minutes. So I said, well, the 30 minutes is going to be done really soon. And then I'll get to go to sleep. So if you haven't been able to sleep, you like slept 2 hours the previous night and you're just super irritable, of course, that's when you're going to choose sleep over that other self-care practice. So you'll find out for yourself what you can do. But I know in the past, I've learned that even if I've had a headache, I've been able to go ahead and do that workout and I felt better afterwards. That's my body, right? I don't want to say, well, Dr. Enjoy said I should work out even though I have a headache. You figure out that out for yourself because, everybody is different. What's another myth? Self-care is self-indulgent. Well, that goes back to, is it selfish? I mean, some believe we're indulging in pleasures or vices and you shouldn't do it. No, true self-care focuses on activities that genuinely nourish your well-being and health. Another myth, self-care requires a lot of time. I need to take the whole day off. I need to get that massage. I need to do a spa day. No. It doesn't have to take hours of your day, just a few minutes. Um, I mentioned back-to-back patients. I know when I used to be in person seeing patients, I would go between patients and go outside and get some sun. I'm sorry, a couple minutes of that patient waiting on me, that's worth it for me to get that sun. Now they're saying, oh, that's what Dr. Mena's doing when she don't come on time to the appointment. Yes, I'm getting some sun. And guess what? I come back to your appointment recharged. It's hard being a psychiatrist. I got to take care of myself too. So I hope you think that you know that that is okay. Self-care means avoiding responsibilities. You're not avoiding responsibilities. It's not like you're saying, well, I'm just not going to work. I mean, if you just don't not work and then go do that spa day or go do that run, I mean, that's probably a problem. But we got to balance it all out. So balancing your commitments with practices that maintain your well-being. Yeah, thank you. So I can be best for my patients. It is a delay, the comment, so I recognize that. So if I respond to your comment late, that's because it's a delay. Self-care is one size fits all. What works for one person may not work for another person. So like she said, yoga and video games. Yoga, well, I probably, if it's the right video game, but yoga, I don't. That's a lot of strength. I probably should do it since I'm a runner. I know I should do it. But for me, it's just not for me. But it's for a lot of people. A lot of people love yoga and it works. So I'm not downing it at all. Self-care is only for women. Some people believe that. But it's for everyone regardless of gender. It's for all genders. Anybody. So everybody should be doing it. If you're human, you should be doing it. Self-care solves all problems. Now that's the opposite sort of what I've been saying. Well, I haven't been saying that, but I've been talking so positively about self-care that you might think, oh yeah, self-care solves all problems. That's a myth. It's essential for your overall well-being, but it's not a magical solution to your life's problems. You need it. You might need to step away for 10 minutes from something. It may not solve that situation, but it will help you face it. It will help you cope with it. It will help you deal with that situation that's going on. So, yes, I need to stretch. Oh, stretch before the yoga. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that's actually something there because I guess I think of yoga as a stretch. So I guess to me, I didn't know I had to stretch before yoga because that pose, what is that? The warrior pose. And then you kind of go all the way back and then you like do, like, oh my God. Oh, my quads are on fire. So I guess I should be stretching first. I used to incorporate yoga in my marathon training. I should do that. I need to bring that back. Thank you. All right. So there's different types of self-care. Physical self-care, emotional self-care, social self-care, spiritual self-care, intellectual self-care, professional, environmental, financial, time management. Whoa, there's a lot here. I already been talking for 20 minutes. I cannot believe that. I was thinking, I said they want me to talk about self-care. Self-care going to be a quick topic. No, it's not. This is nice. So physical self-care, I already kind of addressed that. Exercising, making sure you get enough sleep, balanced diet, taking relaxing baths. Need to do that more. My husband wants to get rid of our bath because he feels like we don't use it. We don't use it, but I just want to keep it because I might use it. But I'm telling y'all should take baths for relaxation. So maybe I should do the same thing. Yoga, stretching, nature, hikes, walks, that self-care, whatever physical activity or sport, you laughing at me, whatever physical activity, that's a physical self-care. What's emotional self-care? So like a meditation. There's so many meditations on YouTube, whatever kind of meditation works for you. There's a little softer meditations. Then there's a meditations that cuss. Like some people like really like those ones where they're swearing. They're like, get the F out and do this and you better run. That works for some people. So, hey, go to YouTube and get that meditation. Deep breathing exercises. I find myself doing that a lot because I have a toddler. Art, poetry, music, watching movie, TV. And that's another question. At the end of the day, after you've done everything, and you're really tired, should you go to sleep or should you watch Netflix? That's hard. I really like Netflix. And Love is Blind is on now. So, see, at the end of the day, after I'm done doing my doctor duties and my mom duties, then there's the wife duties, spending quality time with my husband and watching Love is Blind. That's amazing. Oh, HGTV. Yay. Yeah, so do both, fall asleep while watching Netflix. Other emotional self-care, connecting with a friend or a loved one, which really goes right into the social self-care, finding a club or a group to be a part of that has a similar interest, setting boundaries to protect your social energy, like, hey, I want to do this thing. I'm going to get the childcare so we can go on this date, or saying no and not doing that social thing and doing something at home. Volunteering about a cause that you're passionate about. Reaching out for support when needed. Spiritual self-care. So whatever spiritual beliefs you have, we've been going back to church. It was COVID really messed that up. Like I used to go to church every single Sunday. And COVID just messed that up because we weren't going to church. And then we just got used to it. I'm just like, I just want to sleep in on Sundays. I don't want to get up and go to church. But then our spiritual self-care was lacking. I think now we went to church. Hey, Mom. She on here. My mama on here. I think we went to church 6 Sundays in a row now. I'm so excited. So now we're nurturing our spiritual side, and our spiritual side as a family. So, just simply reflecting on your values and your purpose and who you are and what you're compassionate about. That all falls under spiritual self-care. Intellectual self-care, puzzles, brain games, crossword puzzles, reading. We talked about that earlier. I feel like reading is work, like I said, it's work for me. Like I got to read 50 articles in order to do my next certification. I got to get on that. So maybe if I say that that's my self-care, my intellectual self-care, that'll make me do that. Well, yeah, it's important to learn and grow. So yeah. What's professional self-care? Just simply taking breaks during the workday. So like I said, going out and getting some sun in between meetings, or, not a massage. You can't do that, but maybe even a quick nap, or just simply closing your eyes for a couple seconds. That helps. Delegating tasks when possible. That's very important, especially the higher up you are in your profession or wherever you are. You have to be able to delegate tasks to someone else and not do all. And if you feel like you're doing so much, then talking with your supervisor or boss about that and being able to delegate that. Because at the end of the day, your job making you sick or making you more stressed is not important. It's not important. It's not, this should not be happening. You are important. You should not be ending up in the hospital because your job landed you there. So think about that. Learning stress management techniques for the workplace. Financial self-care. I know my husband likes this because we definitely have a lot of talk about that in our household. Saving money. Finances, that is a huge stressor for a lot of families, a lot of couples, a lot of single people, a lot of everyone. So if you're able to save, make a budget, do those things to manage, get rid of your debt, do those things to manage your financial health on the regular, then you're not stressed out. I actually never thought about it that way. But I think he's listening to this. Well, I thank you, honey, because he's real big on this. I like to hide it and be oblivious and say, I don't have no debt. Hey, y'all know I went to medical school. Medical school means debt, but I'm happy that I'm here talking to you all. But yes, we're going to take care of that and then be financially healthy, which will help our mental health. Time management, self-care, that exists. Learning how to say no when necessary. Use your time management techniques and create a daily schedule, weekly schedule, whatever you need to help you, because you have all this stuff built up in your head. It's really stressful. But if you write it down and you have it written, then it's not so stressful. If ever I have things that people need of me, especially at work, I have to write that down. I like to put the little check box next to it. And when I check it off, it feels good. So if you need to have some check boxes in your life, you better add those check boxes. Check box, mental health. You just not hearing me say about the finances. That's pillow talk for my husband. If I say, let's create a budget, ooh, he loves that. So if you know what it is for your husband, your wife, just do that thing. Now I'm talking about relationships. We're gonna talk about relationships at some point. I'll figure that out. Wow. So I believe I had more to talk about, but we can cover that next week. Just 28 minutes, 30 minutes goes by fast, especially when I have people watching. Thank you all for being here and commenting. So next week is October. I know October includes ADHD awareness, that includes depression awareness. Also, it is LGBT History Month. So we're going to cover all those topics, including can you choose joy, including overcoming anxiety, as well as some more self-care talk, because I see that was some topics that you guys want to hear as well. So thank you all for being here. And for those who watch afterwards, I really appreciate you as well. Have a great evening.